in these aerial views. Here we are, Crystal Beach, September 30th, 2017. Before I get going here, one of my guys on the forum for my Hobie cats said, hey, you're tying your boat down wrong. You're going to wreck your, you shouldn't be binding your manas against your hull. So I went out and got these beautiful bungee cord wide straps. And as you can see, I got them all separated there. And thanks for the heads up. It works much better. And I appreciate that. Here we are at Crystal Beach. We're at the east end of Lake Erie. It's just starting to get shallow again. We went past the deepest point there by a long point. It was only 150 feet deep. Here it's probably 70 feet deep. The cliff line has subsided here just past Port Dover, and now you can actually see the Canadian Shield. And off there, we're looking north right now, so that would be, on that horizon there is probably the edge of the Canadian Shield before it drops down into Lake Ontario, being about 250 feet above Lake Ontario. We're at the end of the lake where it goes down into the Niagara River over Niagara Falls. And they can see the beautiful Canadian Shield, lots of rocks here. Of course, I'm looking north, so to my right is Buffalo, and to my left is the rest of Lake Erie. And this is Crystal Beach. You might have remembered that name. Had just like Balboa Island had their amusement park. Here was the amusement park here, and where those condos are there along the front, there's actually a huge concrete retaining wall there from the amusement park days, with a double-decker concrete dock, which actually extended that much further again on one level. And the tourist boats from the States came over, and Crystal Beach was an amusement park. And right along that break wall there is where the world's most death-defying roller coaster was, I guess. And this is a Bino Bay. And then, of course, we cruised along here in the boat. Beautiful little marina they have in there, way out on a pier. We stopped at the lighthouse there, Bino Lighthouse. They've just reconditioned that. And because of the higher water level, we were able to creep in on about 4 inches of water and get right up to the lighthouse. Awesome versatility on the Hobie cat there to be able to pull up all the rudders and stuff and just kind of creep in there on ankle deep water. And there we are. There's the other side. That's the States. It's only about 20 Ks across right there. And of course that's Ohio. And bunch of small towns like Mount Vernon, Pinehurst. That would be on the other side. And right there, now we're looking due east. That's Buffalo, and that's the entrance there to the Niagara River. Of course, going about 20 Ks, and you're going over Niagara Falls. Of course, there's an invisible line down the middle of all this, that being the United States and this side Canada. And there you see that one sailboat out there. That's a Hobie cat Bravo. Actually, these people, we actually see them as they come in. A couple there with 2 dogs on that boat, and they're just riding the end of the wind, trying to get back to the docks there. And this is, as you can see, a newer little marina, nicely set up there. Washrooms, beautiful little park, play area for the kids. It's got a beach there. Down on the far right, there's an old restaurant inn that's been there forever. That's pretty cool. And of course, those beautiful townhouses there, or houses along the old break wall, that whole white area there, all those condos, whatever, that's a gated community. So you can't really get in that part. Today, the day we cruised along the shoreline, there's a beautiful marina there. It's kind of, you can't really see it, but it has a really cool plankway to get out to it. And there's actually someone that set up a wedding on the beach, and from the water view, it looked awesome. Good for you guys. It was very picturesque, and you had an awesome day, being September 30th and all. And you can just see around that point there, the next couple coves in there, straight ahead, that's like Port Colborne. That's where all the ship traffic has to go. Obviously not going down Niagara Falls, and the ship traffic will go down the Welland Canal there. We're actually go there the next day, and I was able to get the drone up again. The first day we got rained out there. We were down by St. Catharines on Lake Ontario. The storm was blowing up, and there's no way we were going out, but we equally enjoyed the wave action and from the storm surge, and the car got a good sandblasting. See a couple paddle, I was about to come in for a landing, but then Ranger Rose, my spotters, wanted me to capture these paddle boarders, which I miss. I can't see on my screen. I just went over them, I think. And there's that double deck concrete dock that's still there. Again, like I said, it extended that much further again, and boats would come in to the amusement park, and that whole beach there was just packed in its day. It's getting late in the year. Sure, the sailing days are getting shorter, starting later, finishing earlier. Today was this day was a beautiful. We nailed her right on. Had a good ride, nice light 5-10 knot winds. Kind of got us around all the way around inside the bay. Oh, there's the paddleboarder guys. I think there's two of them there. So I'm looking for them again. Yeah, and amazing that retaining wall's still there, because if you look Google Map Crystal Beach amusement park, and you'll see the roller coaster with that exact retaining wall. Here comes up, I think it's a Bravo or a Wave Hobie Cat sailboat coming in there. Beautiful colored sails. And two happy boaters on there. And for some reason, perhaps it's like we went to the lighthouse there, we were able to get within 10 feet of the lighthouse, but on a normal lake level, the lake levels are high. They're receded a bit, but they're still pretty high. You would never get that close. You make it within 100 yards, and it would be dry rock. So we were kind of lucky to have that extra 4 to 6 inches to get right up to the lighthouse. And for some reason this year, as you see, the lake quality actually looks pretty good. Late in the year like this, we usually get a big. This is a very shallow lake, 150 feet max, where Lake Superior is like 1,300 feet. So get like an algae bloom usually later in the summer, and usually you'll see it all over the place. But I guess because of the higher lake levels, greater water flow, maybe the rains we had weren't excessive, so there wasn't much phosphate runoff. But whatever the reason, thank you, because we don't have an algae bloom here, and you can beautifully see through the water. And there's a couple guys. A lot of paddle boarding this year we saw. This is like Journey. It's like the 38th time on the boat, but we don't always go out on the boat. And we've seen a lot of paddle boarders this year. It seems to be a popular trend starting up, and it's nice to see people out there doing those things. Good for them. Good for you guys. And there's that Bravo, or sorry, maybe the gentleman who sees this can correct me, but I'm not sure it was a Wave or a Bravo. Love the colors of the sail. Had two dogs with them too. I guess the two dogs are the backup motors. And usually you'll see Ranger Rose catch it, but the sun really added about 50 years to her face, so I had to edit that out. Anyways, beautiful launch area. Tomorrow, the next day we go to Port Colborne, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks for watching.